What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Matt Ramage Show. We are picking all NFL games for the week this weekend for the NFL season. You know what I mean? And Philly boy, he's the first comment. He's at 7:32 and no intro yet. You know what I mean, Vinny? No, that was me. That was me because I had a late bathroom break. You know what I mean? Actually, not the first comment. Kevin was the first comment. Picking games, wrapping presents, and locking up a playoff spot. Let's freaking go. Go, Pat, go. You know what I mean? Appreciate everyone who's tuning in live. And if you're feeling frisky, make sure you're subscribed to the Matt Ramage Show on Apple, Spotify, all the places that you listen to podcasts because we're also over there. And I have a cool guest that I'm going to be talking to tomorrow. I'll talk about that after it happens, but stay tuned for that. We have, I think it's going to be an interesting one. You know what I mean? Aaron's in the chat. He says, go, Pat, go. The Bears still freaking suck. You know what I mean? How we doing? Keep it moving. You know what I mean? Keep her moving over there, as Charlie Barron says, and a lot of other people in Wisconsin. He said, Kevin, welfare check, Matt, please. Yeah, I changed Kevin. Our trip to New York, me and Kevin are different now, you know what I mean? But we're going to talk about all these games. There's a good one Thursday night. But how is everyone doing? How are you doing, first of all, Vinny? Mr. Producer, shout out. How you doing, Vinny?
I was doing really good, but I don't know. Philly already jumped on me right off the bat, so it kind of brings
I feel like Philly boy is kind of rude to the producer. You know what I mean?
He's like a Grinch. He's a Grinch this time of the year. My God.
Bullying. No, I think that's because that's love. He loves you.
I don't know. Tough love or not, it still sucks.
No, I think it's love. Because you know what I mean? If I know you and I hang out with you and I don't insult you, I probably don't like you. You know what I mean? If I insult you, unless I'm not comfortable with you, like I don't insult people right out the gate. Like I like this guy. Hey, go to hell. You know what I mean? I don't do that.
See, he probably acts tough on here, but he's got like a shrine of you and I at his house. You know, I think.
You know what I mean? No, Philly boy's a good guy. I've met him in real life a few times. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't know people, you know, on social media, but I've met him. He's good people. Good evening, Matt says Rick, and he said Matt and Vinny. Let's pick these games. Go, Pat, go. He's like, hey, get to it, bud. What are we doing here? No, I just want to have a little welcome. You know what I mean? We're gonna get to it. Shadrow95 said, I'm not sure I'll make the show tomorrow. You'll have find a new guest. Sorry for spoiling the surprise. All right. That's funny. But we are going to be live tomorrow for Thursday Night Football. You know what I mean?
Could be a good game.
But here we go. We're going to get to a few comments over here. Then we're going to get right into the picks. I appreciate everyone who's tuning in live and people listening on the audio podcast. Maybe you're driving to work. You know what I mean? I didn't realize people really listen to my audio podcast until like you got that year in review thing. And then some people actually listen. I appreciate you. Good evening, Matt. Says Jesse, did you like that picture I tagged you in earlier today? I think Parsons would be able to if he could. I'm not sure I saw it. I saw some stuff that you tagged me in. I'm not sure. I took a nap. So maybe like especially if I looked at it right before I took a nap, but memory gone. All right, so Shadrow95 in the building. Rick said Watson back at practice today. He looked good. Yeah, so he was running routes and whatnot. We're gonna get into these picks, but we're gonna talk about that when we get to the Packers. But yeah, Watson was out there running routes, so maybe on Saturday. All right, so let's get to the first game. Oh, yeah, before we do, producer reminded me, shout out to the sponsor of the show. We almost forgot that. Quick Trip over here. They got Urge Candy 2 for $3. You know what I mean? Quick Trip's a fantastic spot. That great sponsor. If you're coming to Green Bay this year, maybe the Ravens game, you know what I mean, at Lambeau, need a spot to tailgate. Quick Trip, don't tailgate there, but they have all the places, all the stuff that you need to tailgate. So they got the burgers, they got the brats, they got the cheese, they got the ice, they got everything you need. You know what I mean? You probably don't need ice, but this time of year. But shout out to Quick Trip, and also Nicolay Law being a fantastic sponsor. If you get injured, you're missing work, things ain't going well for you, you don't know what to do, Nicolay Law is going to help you, and they're the Midwest lawyer that you need. You know what I mean? They're just a regular folk just like us, but also smart. But so here we go. Shout out to Nicolay Law and Nicolay Law being fantastic sponsors. Let's get into it, Vinny. Let's get into these picks, baby.
We're ready.
We got the Rams. We got the Steelers. This is going to be a fabulous game. And we are doing a watch party for this game tomorrow night. And I got the Rams in this one. The Rams sitting at 11-3. Seahawks 11-3. This is a good game. Seahawks at home. 38% of CBS land thinks the Seahawks are going to lose this game. 62% picking the Rams. I'm picking the Rams too. Devontae Adams did go down. You know what I mean? So that's going to be tough for the Rams. But I think the Rams got this. I think the Rams are probably, I think you got to say that, playing the best football in the NFC right now. We got a comment here. Greg Haynes says, Strawberry Plains here again. Matt and Vince. Packers jump out early and hold on to a 26-21 win. Vinny rocks and adds the quality of the show. Time to step up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Back after a tough Denver game. You know what I mean? We're going to get to that Packer game, but nice words over there for Vinny. You know what I mean? But yeah, so give me so Rick says the Seahawks 24-21. He's taking the Seahawks. Vinny, who do you have in this one?
I have the Rams with this one also. Just for the simple fact that even though Devontae Adams is down, the Seahawks are just, I mean, they're balls to the walls right now. They're tearing it up. And I don't see them losing to the Seahawks, even though the Seahawks are doing good.
Yeah, and Seahawks are getting after it. So, yeah, Seahawks definitely playing some good football. But, yeah, I got the Rams. I think it's going to be a really freaking good game. And you should watch Thursday Night Football over on my YouTube for people, I'm talking to people in the audio podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all the places. We got the watch party going on. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, you want to hear the best play-by-play. You want to hear the best play-by-play. Tune in to the Matt Ramage Show for the best play-by-play.
I don't know if it's the best, but it's definitely
shotgun.
So let's get moving over here. We got the Eagles taking on the Washington Commanders in Washington, right? Eagles sitting at 9-5. Commanders 4-10. So the Commanders not having a good year. They're not having that. We talk about week after week. Everyone kind of, beginning of the season expected the Commanders kind of swing this thing around. They were a playoff team last year. Not happening. Eagles are going to beat the crap out of them. 98% of CBS land thinks so. Eagles aren't exactly like lighting everything up either. But this is a game that the Eagles should win pretty easily. Shout out to Mitch over here. We're already over that game. But that's a guy. I like that. I like that score right there. 31-28. You got the Rams. But here we go. Guest host tomorrow night? No, we got no guest host. It's the podcast I'm doing tomorrow is before the watch party. So there we go.
The Eagles are starting to turn it around right now. A little too late, but they're starting to turn it around.
I mean, I don't know if it's too late. I feel like they're in a decent situation. Aaron thinks Washington's going to win that game, but the Eagles are sitting there at. They're at 9-5. They're obviously in the mix. They get some wins. I don't know their whole schedule, but they're not the Eagles that was kind of dominating, but they're still going to dominate the Washington Commanders. You know what I mean? Mitch says 45-13 Eagles. I hate to say it. I absolutely agree. I don't know about 45-13. I like it though, but I think the Eagles win big, and maybe they win that big. You know what I mean? Eric said Eagles, but we need Commanders to win. Yeah,
true.
I just don't think it's gonna happen. All right, so let's get to the game that matters today. You know what I mean? This is the game everyone wants to talk about. You know what I mean? This is the game I want to talk about. You know what I mean? We can talk about this before we get into this game right here. Package driven. Great comment right here. Anyone else here laughing at the future Gary Indiana Bears? The Bears, they're having some problems. All right? They're having some problems. They don't know they getting evicted. What? See, I think it's funny because Bears fans always laugh at the Packers for that little certificate we have, and we're not real owners, and the whole shareholder thing is just stupid. But you know what it does? It keeps our stadium updated. So we don't, obviously it's a different situation. The Bears have an owner, the Packers don't. But like your stadium is, first of all, the Bears not being in Soldier Field to me is just stupid. Fix the stadium. Throw some money at the stadium. Fix it up. Maybe it's too far gone, but going to Gary, Indiana, they're talking about this. Gary, Indiana, like, dude, you have to keep the Bears in Chicago. Like I think it's horrible. I think it's stupid. Like as a lover of this rivalry, I will make fun of you for sure. That's good. Just, you know what I mean? They were trying to go to Arlington Heights, you know what I mean? That wasn't working out. But let's get to some people bringing in the score predictions here. Rick says 27-23 Packers, and I think that's going to be about right. This game is in Chicago. The 10-4 Green Chicago Bears taking on the 9-4-1 Green Bay Packers. All right, so 66% of CBS land think the Bears are going to win this game. The Packers are favored. Not by a lot, like a point and a half or whatever. I think it's going to be a close game. I think everyone thinks it's going to be a close game. I think the Packers win this game. I think this Packers offense is going to come out, light it up. I feel like this whole team is just going to have fire in them because Micah Parsons going down. Christian Watson maybe he plays. I don't tend to think so, but he is running routes. You know what I mean? They were talking about today on the Twitter machine. So maybe he does. It would be beautiful if he can, but like I don't want him to, obviously, unless like he's good to go and he's not going to get hurt again. And I trust the Packers medical staff. They're not going to throw him out there just to throw him out there. But this offense needs to get it rolling. I mean, I wouldn't say get it rolling because I feel like this offense has been getting it rolling a little bit, but they're going to have to step it up. Just, you know what I mean? They're going to have to spike it up to another gear because that defense might not be holding teams to quite as few points, but I still have faith in this defense. I think Rashawn Gary and all these guys are going to step up. They're going to get after it. They got to get a pass rush. They got to contain Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is a dude that can hurt you when he's even if you have a good pass rush, he can kind of bob around and make some stuff. Sometimes he doesn't always have that throw after the scramble, but sometimes, by golly, he does. You know what I mean?
See, I agree with
we got
you.
Head in the building. He says very impressed with Jeff Hafley, defensive coordinator, will make a big difference adjusting his players going forward, and that's just what it is. They have to figure out, all right, so how do we do it now? You know what I mean? We lost Parsons, right?
I agree with that 100%. But while he does that, I think for this game and the following game, the offense has to carry the team for these two games coming.
Yeah, but I don't think that the defense isn't going to be in shambles. Like the defense isn't going to.
No. I agree.
40.
But until they can make that adjustment, losing Parsons like that, just kind of figure out where they're going to go with the direction. The offense has to carry the team until we can figure it out because we're going to be in the playoffs. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but
we got to figure out how are we going to go into the playoffs. What mode are we going to do on defense to go into the playoffs?
I think both sides need to kind of have that same mentality. The offense has to have that mentality. We have to carry it, but the defense has to have the mentality like, hey, we aren't just Micah Parsons show. You know what I mean? So obviously he's a huge. That's devastating. That's the worst player being lost since Aaron Rodgers injury. Like that was like when I watched that, it was just insane. But we got to keep moving it. You know what I mean? Packers Driven said, could you imagine Ed Policy sending an open letter to the fans like the Bears did? Oh wait, the Packers can't do that. Thanks for those silly piece of paper. Yeah, that's the thing with that silly piece of paper that Bears fans always talk about, and that's why we're not getting bounced around. You know what I mean? Lambeau Field is where it is. They are going soft, planning on a dome. Yeah, if you put a dome on.
Actually, Matt, real quick, I got an exclusive right here. Gary, Indiana. They have the stadium plans already. They just don't know if the Bears are coming. But I have a picture of the stadium they want to build.
What you got?
Okay, here, check it out. Look at that.
Yeah, I knew exactly what picture you were about to show. The Toilet Bowl Stadium. There you go. Deb says, "Good evening, boys. I don't do picks. I just want the Packers to stuff the Bears. Go Packers." You know what I mean? I'm with it. Frosty the Snowman's in the building. You know what I mean? It's literally now it's your time. You know what I mean? I saw a snowman today. Was it you? Are you creeping on me? I'm so sad right now. Cheer up, Frosty. You know what I mean? You think you'd be more sad in June, but here we go. Illinois legislator doesn't want to prioritize them in 2026, and I wouldn't either. You're not very good. You know what I mean? Sounds like a bluff negotiation tactic. There's not going to Indiana. We're going to see it. But Eric says Packers win 24-23 last second field goal. I do think it's going to be close. We're going to get some more of these comments, then we're going to move on. And imagine being behind the Gary, Indiana Bears with a $47 million edge and $55 million quarterback. What if he? Yeah, dude. People talk about Jordan Love's quarterback. It just his contract. It just lets us further know you don't really know anything. It's either you pay a quarterback, you don't, or you draft number one overall for multiple years. You know what I mean, dude?
You know what though? Overall, Matt, do you know what this really means?
The Bears win the Super Bowl, I promise you, I will shut everything down. I will shut down everything, all my social media. I will delete it all if the Bears can find a way to win a Super Bowl. It's not happening. So, Bears fans, I'm glad you're excited. You know, you're in first place in the NFC North. You know what I mean? Here we go. Pac 28, Bears 17. The Indiana Bears are going down. That's what I'm gonna call them. That's how I will refer to
Okay.
them from now on.
Hey, Matt, do you want to know why the Bears are not going to win the Super Bowl? You
Why?
really want to know why?
Because they're not as good.
The Bears still suck.
That's why.
The Bears still suck. The Bears still
Everybody-
suck.
Will said, "Bro, come on, they're not moving out of Chicago. Just stop. Bears win by 17 on Saturday. There's a chance it happens, bro. The Bears they put it out. This isn't like make believe. The Chicago Bears put it out, Will. You know what I mean? You're not so secure right now. You know what I mean? But I'm glad you guys have an owner. You don't have a piece of paper. You don't have to support your team like that. But yeah, the Bears, maybe they leave. Maybe they go to LA too. Maybe they go take over for the Raiders over there. But anyways, let's keep it moving over here. Let's go on. Yeah, the Packers, I think, are going to win that game. We've talked about it all week. You know what I mean? Dude, I'm over like all the Bears. Like arguing with Bears fans over on Twitter. I'm just over it. Like, let's just play the game. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what's about to happen.
We will.
All right,
Find
here
out.
we go. We have the next one over here. The Buccaneers taking on the Panthers. Dude, I almost picked the Panthers in this game because the Buccaneers they're losing me. I picked them a lot this season, and they lose a lot. You know what I mean? They are 7-7. 62% of CBS land thinks they're going to win this thing, though. The Panthers sitting at 7-7, but I got the Bucs in this one. They got
I went with the Panthers on this one as an upset.
Oh, you're going with the Panthers, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There you go. I get this comment. This is about the Bears yet, but look at Kevin said, bravely enduring another rebuild, Bears. Here we go. Double doink, baby. That's what Kevin said. But yeah, I'm taking the Bucs in this one. The Carolina Panthers, I mean, they're 7-7. Both these teams are 7-7, but I feel like the Bucs they're better than like they're playing. But man, sometimes they play horrible. But Eric said Panthers win 17-10. So, I'm not to say about this game. But here we go. Let's keep it moving on. Now, this is a good one. The Bills. The Bills right here, sitting at 10-4. They had a big win last week. 99% of CBS land thinks they go into Cleveland and smack them around. The Cleveland Browns are 3-11. You know what I mean? I know the Packers one of those. I know the comments coming, so I'll just get it out the way. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Dark Arts Poker said, Matt taking all the road teams this week may have to bet against him again. Dude, I am. I noticed that like when I was like going through these picks, I'm taking a lot of road teams right here. Yeah, but Mitch talking about the last game. Tampa Bay has lost. Carolina wins. All right, but let's keep moving to this one right here. But I think the Bills win. I think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. I don't think the Bills are going to win. Are going to lose another football game. That's what I was saying. They're definitely not losing to the Cleveland Browns. The Bills are going to go in here and probably smack them up a little bit. The Bills are looking hot. The Bills, I think, the Chiefs are out of the way. I think that they see the promised land. They're like, it's right there. You know what I mean? Going down a long tunnel, you see that little light? I feel like the Bills think that it's their year. Eric said Bills are going to win 45-3. So there you go. What's up, Thomas? How you doing? You know what I mean? Deb said, Baldy said today on NFL Network that he believes the Packers will go far even without Micah. Yeah, I think they will too. They're definitely not over.
I agree.
And Thomas said Bills will blow out Cleveland unless an upset happens. Yeah, he's like they'll win unless they don't. You know what I mean? No, I think the Bills are. I think the Bills are. They're going to be fired up. 52-9. And then all right, so let's keep moving over here. We have the Chargers over here. They're taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys 6-7-1. 23% of CBS lands think they have a chance to win this game. But the Chargers are 10-4, and they're not. The Chargers are going to win this game. All right,
Chargers.
so I'm going to get some more comments over here. Rick said, hey, Matt, I live here in Chicago. Looks like Bears, 2 starting wide receivers, Doozy and Burden, both are doubtful. I've seen that Doozy had some injury situations. We will see. But, Vinny, what are you thinking about this one? Chargers, Cowboys. I think the Chargers win. I think they probably win big. They're 10-4. They're fighting for a spot. I feel like they're really fired up. The Cowboys sitting at 6-7-1. Not looking good for them. So
Chargers are going to win this one because for the Cowboys to even make the playoffs, they have to win out and hope that a bunch of teams lose a bunch of games. So they're done for the year. So I don't think they have the fire in them anymore. And the Chargers are in a good spot in the AFC to try to make the playoffs. So why not? They're going to come out firing. So.
Yeah, I like it. I think the Chargers are, those top teams in the AFC, they're already in playoff mode. Like you gotta You know, it's the same with the NFC. Like those top teams, like even the Packers, Bears included, you're in like playoff mode. Like you want to keep that spot, especially like how bunched up they are. Any loss can be detrimental to you. You know what I mean? Rick says 35-28 Cowboys though in that one. And Phil said it's a rating, not a logo. You know what I mean? I think that's like the best insult for any team ever to rate a logo. All right, next we got the Jets taking on the Saints, and I'll tell you right now, there's
Game
not
of the
one
week
single person in all of America who gives a crap about this game. All right,
Game of the week. Yep.
Jets are 3-11, taking on the Saints, who are 4-10. Who cares? I got the Saints in that one. Let's keep it moving. We got the Vikings taking on the New York Giants. Giants
the other game of the week.
2-12. The Vikings, they had a nice win last week. 93% of CBS land thinks they're going to win this thing. They're 6-8. This is kind of a bowl of who cares too, you know what I mean? But the Vikings obviously in the NFC North, so we care a little bit. Not really. But I think the Vikings are going to win this game because the Giants are kind of struggling right now. It is in New York, so maybe it didn't help when the Packers played there. But I think the Vikings are going to win this game. I think that the Giants, they lost their quarterback. Is he back? I think Dart might be back, though. I forget. But
I think he was back last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's back, but I just don't think so. Phil's boy said Agent 9 is him. Here we go. And Eric says Giants by 3. All right, so there we go. So I got the Vikings in that game. I threw him a bone. I gave him a pick. Then you got the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes out. I want to get to this comment real quick before we jump into this. He said, "Do you think we'll get Lazard?" Absolutely not. I don't think the Packers will try for Lazard. Maybe in Pittsburgh he winds up, but I don't think. I don't think that they would go for him. But yeah, so there we go. We got those ones. But let's keep moving to this one right here. We got the Chiefs. We got the Titans. Patrick Mahomes is hurt, so the Chiefs, I don't know. They're out of it. They've been out of it, though. They're 6-8, taking on the Titans, who are 2-12. So this is turning into a battle. Who cares, too? You know what I mean? Whenever the Titans are involved, really, who cares? You know what I mean? I always feel that way. So I think the Chiefs win that game. Let's get it moving. We got Bengals, Dolphins. I still want to get to some of the comments over here, though. I appreciate everyone rocking with me. But yeah, Packers driven said Lazard to the Steelers. Yeah, that seems like the most logical place if he pops up somewhere. And he did request a trade, so I kind of feel like he kind of has a plan for that. But Phil says he's taking the Titans in that game. People really care about that one, huh? All right, here we go. And we got Rick 24-10, Kansas City over there. But now we're going to keep it moving to the Bengals at the Dolphins. I got the Bengals win this game. I think Burrow's back. They're 4-10. The Dolphins are. You watch the Dolphins play, like they were playing some good defense. We had them on the watch party, and they're just not a good football team right now.
And Tua is not starting for the Dolphins. They're going with the rookie quarterback for starting that game.
Maybe I'll switch it. You know what I mean?
So no, I was going to say I'm going with the Bengals because the Dolphins are going with the rookie quarterback. So
well, I know, but Tua isn't playing good. Maybe a rookie quarterback pops off and does some stuff.
Who knows?
Don't hate on Tua. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Eric said Dolphins by 5. Bengals hands down. Yeah, that's who I'm picking. They got the Bengals in this thing. We go. Matt has a dinner reservation. Rushing through it tonight. No, if games don't interest me, I'm not going to talk about them a whole bunch. Dolphins can't swim. And Rick's got Bengals 28-20. All right, so let's get moving over here. We got stuff to do. Falcons, Cardinals. Who cares? Falcons 5-9. 86% of CBS land thinks they're going to win this thing against the Cardinals. Yeah, I got the Falcons, but who cares? Let's get moving. Jaguars, Broncos. This is an interesting game. Let's talk about interesting game. Let's spend our time on things that matter. That's what I'm talking about. Dark Arts Poker. You know what I mean? The Jaguars looking good. You know what I mean? Sitting over here at 10-4, only 14% of CBS land thinks they have a shot to beat the Broncos. Broncos are at home. Obviously, Denver, hard place to go in there and win. They're 12-2. Vinny, what do you think about this game? Who do you got? Because you're in the top 5 of these picks. So what are you thinking?
I'm going to go with the Broncos because after watching what they did to us, even though I think we kind of imploded a little bit, they do look like a legit team. So their defense is for real. So yeah.
Yeah, Bo Nix, he threw 4 touchdowns against the Packers. At home too, I got them, but I think the Jaguars are going to be a problem. I don't think it'll be an easy win for them, but all right, we got Aaron said he thinks the Jags Philly Boy says AFC Championship, Jags by 3.
This should be a really good game, though.
If you beat my team, I want you to lose, but I just think the Broncos are going to win that thing. Packers Driven said you have a better chance of seeing me at BP gas station instead of Quick Trip than you have of the Jaguars winning this game. That's a good one. I like that. That's a good comment. Rick said Denver 35-20. So, yeah, that's what I think. Now we have a game that matters to us too, Ray, over here. And Mitch, he's got Broncos 33-31 last drive win. And that could be what it is, too, a real close game like that. Now we're going to keep moving over here to Steelers and the Lions. This will be an interesting game. What time is this game at? 3:30 on Sunday, all right?
Now, is this one we were talking about possibly covering?
Yeah, maybe. I got to see what's going on. We're gonna talk about that, possibly.
Okay.
But Steelers at the Detroit Lions. Both teams sitting at 8-6. 88% of CBS thinks the Lions are going to win this game. I disagree completely. I think the Steelers will win this game. I'm picking the Steelers in this game. Steelers. Aaron Rodgers over there, you know what I mean? Taking on the Detroit Lions, having little flashbacks all the time that he's been dominating them throughout his career. So let's I'm picking the Steelers when it's in. What do you think, Vinny? You with me?
I wanted to, but I got to go with the Lions on this one. I'm sorry, even though I don't want them to win, but I'm in the top 5, so I gotta go with the numbers. You know.
We mean the numbers. I'm going with the numbers too, and the numbers say the Steelers are gonna whip that tail. A-Rod's back at the litter box. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. But we got Aaron taking. He's got the Lions. Philly Boy said Rodgers magic. So are you taking? Are you taking Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, Philly Boy? That's the real question. Packers Driven said Steelers for sure. Aaron isn't going to let this one slide. You know what I mean? I have faith. His receivers just got to get on, know what's going on. You know what I mean? He gets fired up. I love watching it. Steelers to get in the playoffs. That's the thing. The Steelers are fighting for their life over there. I mean, so are the Lions. But yeah, I think the Steelers got it. And Donnie Boy says Steelers are stealing that thing. Rick says Pittsburgh 30-27 helps Green Bay get into the playoffs. It's one less. The Lions drop out, one less team over there to try to take our spot. I'm 5 points out of first time to gamble. Come on, Kevin, bring it. And then we got Mitch over here. Steelers in a close one, 35-31. But yeah, let's get some Aaron Rodgers heroics over here. You know what I mean? A little flashbacks of what used to be. Phil says top 5. You sound like a Bears fan, Vinny. We lead the North this week. What are you talking about? Lead the North. Hang on, let me.
Well, hey, I would love to see Rodgers win. I really do, but I just don't think he's going to. You know.
I mean, I think the Lions. I mean, the Lions are going to come to play. So I'm not saying like it'll be easy. Yeah, you get that typo. That's why I had to put it on screen. I wasn't going to put it on screen. Like, I see a typo. Let me put that thing up there. You know what I mean? But the Lions are going to be battling. So it's not like the Steelers are going to blow them out. I think, I'm just going Steelers. And especially with Aaron Rodgers being over there. And, you know what I mean? If I don't want to pick the Lions. And I do think it's going to be a battle. Yeah. Aaron said that we beat the Bears and Steelers don't win, I ain't going to be happy. Dude, the Packers are beating the Bears. You know what I mean? Take that if, stick it in your pocket. You know what I mean? All right, so let's keep moving over here. We have the Raiders taking on the Texans. Very rare do you get a 1%, but you got 1% of CBS land thinks the Raiders can win this game. You know what I mean? So Packers Driven, though, he's saying the Lions are going to implode, so I want to get to that comment right there. You know what I mean? And then we still got some comments, so we'll get a few more in here. Lions probably going to hang 40 on that defense. A-Rod needs to go off. There you go, Dark Arts Poker.
Here's one for Kevin to take a risk on. So yeah, come on, Kev.
I think the Texans are going to win this game. They're a 9-5. That's just what it is, dude. We don't need to break this thing down. The Raiders are not having a good time right now. The Texans are kind of getting some stuff in order. They started off slow, I feel like. They're sitting at 9-5. They're going to win that ball game. Who cares? Here we go. The Patriots. This is going to be a good one right here. This is going to be a good game. I think this is going to be one of the better games of the week. I mean, maybe. The New England Patriots. This is Sunday Night Football. Patriots sitting at 11-3, taking that in their Baltimore Ravens at 7-7 in Baltimore. The Ravens have been struggling, but I feel like Lamar Jackson, whenever they have him, like they have a chance, but and their backs against the wall. I'm not sure like their exact chances to get into the playoffs, but the Patriots are just on fire. They're just getting after it. They're sitting there 11-3, kind of just beating people up for a big part. But I got the Patriots in this, but I think the Ravens are going to make it very interesting. It's an AFC clash. They've met many times, so we're gonna see. But I think it's gonna be one of the better games. Aaron over here says he thinks the Patriots are gonna win this thing. I missed a lot of comments over here on different games. Maybe I go too fast. Raiders should just forfeit. It's gonna be ugly. Kevin said week 18 gamble maybe on 1%. I know you were talking big numbers right there. You know what I mean? All right, so back to this game. Packers driven says Patriots. I hope the Patriots beat the crap out of the Ravens so they're limping next week. I think the Packers beat the Ravens, but yeah, I got the Patriots beating them this week, and I think the Ravens are just not having a good time. I don't know what's going on over there. I mean, obviously they had some injury situations early on in the year. I don't know about all their injuries right now, but I know Lamar obviously missing time, and they just weren't ever really able to come back from that. Eric said Patriots win to knock out the Ravens from the playoffs. And maybe, they get knocked out of the playoffs. They're feeling sluggish. They don't want to play no more. Packers, get an easy dub over there. I don't think that they need it. I think the Packers will be fired up after that big win against the Chicago Bears. You know what I mean? Rick said Pats 21-16. Mitch says Patriots in a good game. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. Speaking of fantastic games, let's keep it moving over here. We have the San Francisco 49ers. This is Monday Night Foosball. You know what I mean? We have the San Francisco 49ers sitting at 10-4, taking down the Indianapolis Colts 8-6, and they got Old Man Rivers in this thing. You know what I mean? It didn't work out for him last week. Old Man Rivers came back, dude. They went way back to get it. He's 44 years old. I'm 46.
Old Man Rivers.
I couldn't even imagine. I fell out of bed last week. I almost broke a hip. You know what I mean? So the Niners sit at 10-4. They're having a good time over there. 90% of CBS land thinks that the San Francisco 49ers are going to win that particular ball game. Not me. I'm taking the Colts in this thing. You know what I mean? I feel like Phillip Rivers came back, maybe a little bit rusty, saying it lightly. He was like that Forrest Gump, when he's running and he's got the braces on and they start falling off. That's what happened to him last week. And now this week, he's going to come in that thing fired up and knock out the Niners. Plus, I hate the 49ers so much. I really do. Like, with all of my being, I hate the 49ers. I hate the Cowboys, I hate everyone in the NFC that's ever beat the Packers. Niners used to have our number a little bit. I hate them. Obviously, they took some playoff situations away from the Green Packers. But I feel like the Colts, with Old Man Rivers, they might be able to get it done. So let's get to what some people are talking about over here. Aaron says he thinks the Colts got this. Eric over here says 49ers win, but hoping to see Colts win. I think the Colts got it. Philly Boy said Old Man Rivers went to school with Old Man Vinny. Sorry, man, that was a funny one. Colts at home, 28-24.
I hate to break it to Philly. I'm older than Old Man Rivers.
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you were the teacher. Mitch says San Fran wins easy, but not a blowout. All right, I don't like how you're thinking right there, Mitchy boy. Don't tell me the Packers are done. 2010, they won with 16 starters out of the game.
Yes.
Packers are absolutely not out of this. Packers are going to win out. Just watch it. Packers are going to win out.
And Alan, that's a great-looking mustache in that picture, my friend.
Let's check that out.
That is a marvelous-looking mustache. Look at that. That's like Tom Selleck mustache.
That's a man right there, dude.
That's a man.
Yeah, they got the hat on, mustache, you know what I mean? Lady killer. 49ers are the last team I want to see in the playoffs. Yeah, for real. Anytime
Alan's that guy that does those beef commercials like beef. It's what's for dinner. He's that guy.
You know what I mean? If we face 49ers in playoffs again, their ass will be eliminated from Green Bay. Yeah, dude, and that whenever it happens, the next time the Packers face the 49ers in the playoffs, whether they happen to face each other this year or not, they have to win because they have to get rid of that. But tomorrow night, we have Thursday Night Football, you know what I mean? We have the Rams, we have the Seahawks. Come tune in for the live watch party. Tomorrow's the last day I have to work, and then I have 11 days off. I get a lot of vacation time.
God, right, what are you going to do with 11 days off, Matt? Seriously.
I got to do a lot of stuff. My wife's got a bunch of stuff. But I got to do a lot of stuff. But we're going to do some live stream. We might have some few days off for Christmas because I'm going to be out and about, and I got some family stuff to do, but we'll let you know the schedule and whatnot. But I appreciate everyone who rocks with it, and I hope everyone has a glorious Christmas, you know what I mean? But we ain't done yet. We got Thursday Night Football. tomorrow night. And I have a fantastic guest. I will mention it on Thursday Night Football who it was because I'm recording tomorrow. I just don't like to say who when I have certain guests until they actually happen, because sometimes you say it and then it doesn't happen, and then it, look like you're lying.
It is pretty amazing, though, folks. It really is.
It's going to be a good one. It'll be an interesting one. But yeah, so, how you feeling, Vin? You feeling good about this week's picks?
Oh, yeah. I feel really good about these picks. And,
you have the list?
The list for the picks?
Yeah. No, for the top people, the list.
Yeah. And let me bring that up. Okay, hang on.
Oh, speaking
I know we forgot it the last few times. So yes.
Yeah, we have. And it's all good. No, I'm not curious about myself, but I'm curious like where is Vinny sitting? Because you were top 5 most of the season. I know that Philly boy, I think he was kind of creeping up there. We had some people creeping up. I was like, I think I broke under 100. But Kevin said your potential guest has your merch. That is one clue. You know what I mean? Yeah, they do. Matt, you doing the Packer Bear game Saturday night? Absolutely, we are. So come hang out Saturday night, live watch party, and it's gonna be a good one. And then we'll pick a game Sunday probably. But you got a lot of stuff to do, so maybe I don't know. We'll find out. I think so. Sucks Adams ain't playing. Yeah, dude, Adams being out is brutal. Rams had some fire going, and Devontae Adams was talking about that, like how this is one of the more fun he's been having in a long time. It sucks that he went down. Jesse says my prediction for Steelers and Lions game is Steelers 38 and Lions 13. There you go, Jesse. I like Jesse. We're on the same page. I think the Steelers are gonna win this thing. But so yeah, so there we go. Thursday night foosball. We got he's bringing up the top list so we can look at who is doing this thing. I'm gonna say I'll be happy if I'm near 90. My picks always suck. Plus I kind of pick with a little bit of bias. I pick with my heart a little bit. So sometimes so here we go. We have the top list over here. We have first place. We have ourselves a solo first place. Remember, the first place winner gets a gift card from the Package Pro Shop. From me, not from them. Brian Krezig. Is that how you say it? Brian Krezig? I think that's so. And then we got Sean Johnson over here in second place. Brian Hoogstra taking on third. Tied for third is Julie Johnson. Also tied for third, Melissa M. Crowley. And 6th, we have Jared McCollum. Also in 6th, Matthew Warrens. And that's all the list is right there.
I know. I dropped down. Yeah, I'm trailing.
Also in 6th place is the producer of the show, known as Vinny Steven Zybel, and Todd Sayo.
All right,
hopefully I said that right.
Should we see where you're at then?
Yeah, okay. We don't really care, but yeah, we can scroll up. See if you can find my name up there. Where am
there
I?
You are, 92nd. You
92nd. 92nd place out of a lot. That's not like 95 people in this thing. There's hundreds. You know what I mean? I don't know how many hundreds. So there we go. It's going to be a good one. We got Rick said, Watson said today he plans on playing Saturday night. He won't miss that game. Hopefully he doesn't. But sometimes players say stuff. But are we looking at anyone else over here? I think that's a wrap. You know what I mean? Is the guest Terrence Parsons? Oh, we got some guesses going on. We got some guests going on, Vinny. Who else do people want to guess? We're going to wrap this thing up. But I appreciate everyone rocking with us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Happy Wednesday and Thursday. We have Thursday night foosball. Come hang out and you will find for sure who that guest is. And we'll announce it. You know what I mean? And maybe even have a clip. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know what might happen. Mm-hmm. But shout out to Vinny, being a fantastic producer. Got the graphics all going there. Doing all the magical things behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I enjoy doing this for you.
There you go. And appreciate everyone in the chat. Thomas, we got Jesse, we got Dark Arts Poker, we got all types of Philly Boy. Shout out to everyone who tuned in live. I appreciate y'all making it a lot more fun than it should be. And we're going to be out of this thing. Go Pack, go. Come hang out Thursday night foosball. That's going to be a fantastic game. They're not always great. This one's going to be great. And then we got the Packers and the Bears out there Saturday night. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's go get this win, Green Bay. Let's take over the North and shut all the haters up. You know what I mean? Go Pack, go. We out.